Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction. So it's a beautiful afternoon here on June the 18th. So the Mercury Retrograde starts today, and that's kind of what has led me to today's reading. So today's reading is going to be a pick a card, and in the description box below you'll be able to find a timestamp. So there's going to be 3 piles. So how this works is you pick a pile or 2 piles. And then you can just kind of click on the timestamp in the description box and it'll take you to when that pile starts, okay? So before we get into this, I will apologize. I am outside. I see the wind has picked up, so I'm kind of hoping that it leaves my cards alone. My kids are all in my pool. I guess it's one of the nice things about working from home right now. And then, yeah, so if we do get interrupted, I apologize, but I hope that you can hear me over this. I cuss a little bit, so if that's an issue, there's your warning. And yeah, that's kind of it. If you hear any arguing or whatever the case may be, just try to ignore it. So, okay, so before we get into the individual piles, I kind of wanted to give you just a rundown of everything. So I'll kind of give you a rundown on the whole thing, and then you can skip forward to the pile that you want to listen to, okay? So, Mercury Retrograde. The Mercury Retrograde starts today, and it runs till about, I think it's like July 25th or something like that. It's about 3 weeks. And Mercury Retrogrades are oftentimes for that kind of, Mercury retrograde can oftentimes bring a lot of chaos, okay? It can bring breakdown in communication, unclear communication, okay? It can just bring like things that you feel like should be moving forward. It can oftentimes kind of make it feel like it's not moving, okay? There can just be a lot of kind of shitty energy, really, that you're like, why is this happening? Like, what is going on? Oftentimes it has to do with the Mercury retrograde, and that happens 3 times a year. So anyway, I pulled out some oracle cards for each pile already. But the base of the energy oracle cards, when I was done pulling out for each pile, was something that I needed to discuss before we break off into the pile reads, because it was pretty important. So the first card at the bottom of the pile was deceit, and I hate this card. Like, I despise this card, really. It really comes off as the devil energy to me, actually. One of my very good friends, she says the exact same thing. She goes, it's just like looking at the devil himself, right? And that's what deceit is, okay? And deceit, it was followed by happy family, walking away, financial constraints, hostilities, and the 5th chakra, which is your throat chakra. So that was a whole lot of kind of things, okay? And this energy, this deceit, this low vibration energy, which is all deceit and devil energy is, guys, okay? It's just low vibration energy, okay? It's toxic energy. It's negative energy, okay? That's devil energy. That's deceit energy, okay? It's not truthful, but it's the devil work, right? Like that's how you describe it, okay? There is going to be a lot of that negative energy within this retrograde. You're going to feel it in the happy families. You're going to feel it in situations where you're like, why can I not walk away from this? Why is this something that I feel stuck into right now? Because communication is tough, okay? There's going to be financial constraints, absolutely. You know, sometimes through retrogrades, our finances feel awfully tight, and it's not a good time to be making, retrogrades are not really a good time to be making any sort of like contract signing or stuff like that. It's stuff that even if, you know, if that's necessary, okay, make sure you're reading through the fine print, okay? And then hostilities, like feeling defensive, feeling like you're not being heard. Like these are all parts of things that comes with retrogrades, especially the Mercury one, in communication and transportation, you know, moving forward in your life, okay? But after those energies came Temple Path. And see, and I really, Temple Path, which was then followed by a man holding a coin and a woman holding a coin and victory in action. To me, this was really talking about, yes, there is going to be a lot of this energy, and it's kind of gonna, you know, blanket a lot of other energies within your world. And it's a general reading, so it's going to resonate differently with everybody. That is true. But when you can really focus on this Temple Path, which is just your place with you and your higher, okay? When you start there, there will be victory. After that is the man and the woman holding the coin here, right? Okay? That's power, with victory and action behind that, okay? Whatever you feel like you're not moving forward here, whatever you know, situation is feeling like, okay, I'm just stuck in this. Yes, okay, that might be the case right now. But there's movement forward here, and there's going to be positive movement forward here. Okay, so even if the next 3 weeks you're like, okay, what the hell, Alyssa, why did you even bring this up? Like, what the frick are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, you know, you start feeling this kind of just negative energy, you know, that's kind of like, oh, lingering, and you're like, what is going on here? You know, your communication may be struggling a little bit. It's all right, just let that go, okay? Have faith in it, connect to the higher right now. And the Mercury retrograde is actually retrograde number 5. Okay, so there's 4 other planets actually currently that are retrograding. Next week, Venus, who's been retrograding, I think, since April sometime, finally comes out of retrograde. So then we'll only be down to 4 planets retrograding. But anyway, there's just a lot going on. Okay, so this is the part where you can break to and watch each pile. So I'm going to pull from pile 1, I'll pull from pile 2, and then pile 3, okay? So if you are pile 1, stay with me. If you are pile 2, go to the description box and click pile 2 and the timestamp. And if you're pile 3, go to the description box, click pile 3 and the timestamp, and you'll move to there, okay? So I'll see you guys in a bit. Pile 1, let's get started. So I'm just actually going to move these ones out of the way. So I've pulled 3 oracle cards here, 3 energy oracle cards, and the question that we were asking is what you had to look forward to, what you need to be mindful of, and what it's going to look like coming out of this retrograde. So card number 1, what you had to look forward to was caring connections. So that's kind of cool. This to me is, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic relationship by any means, but I'm going to I'll show you. The one that you needed to be mindful of was attachment. And then what you had to look forward to was the angel of love. So this caring connection, it doesn't have to be a romantic connection, but to me it's some sort of relationship here that you value greatly. Okay, and it's something that I almost feel that you value so much, and what you needed to be mindful of was the attachment to it. Okay, don't attach yourselves to things that your need for it brings a negative energy, right? Because when you are needing something and you are desperate for something, right? When you are chaining yourself to something here, it brings in lower vibration energy, right? That's not a healthy place to be. So be very mindful of that attachment, you know? Understand that in any sort of relationship, for any sort of harmony, for any sort of like good kind of higher vibration energy, okay? It takes 2 solid positive energies working together, okay? It does. So what you have to look forward to is this caring connection. What you need to be mindful of is your attachment to it. You know, are you holding on too tightly? Are you afraid that if you let something go that it won't be yours? Because if that's the case, then it's not actually yours. If you cannot stand there in the presence of an energy and freely let that energy be what it is, then that energy is not a free energy within your space, and it's not an energy that you actually possess, because it's one that you have to hold on to too strongly. Okay? What you have to look forward to coming out of this retrograde was the angel of love. There is love here, and that's what it's saying, you know, to look past that attachment. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that what you want won't stay here. Okay? You need to release things. You need to allow the things to have that opportunity to do what they need to do. And trust that love is going to be, like, trust that love will bring whatever it is to be, right? Okay, so we're going to pull from the light seers. And we're going to pull we're going to pull 3 cards from the light seers. So the questions that we're asking here is, how can you push forward through this retrograde? Please don't do that. Oh, that was at the bottom there. Okay, yes. Please don't. Please don't blow away. Everybody just stay put. Spirit, keep the cards. No. Keep the cards staying put, please. It's so nice out here, but I love sitting, like, well, this is like, well, obviously my front yard, so I could sit here and watch the kids swim. But like the wind comes in from the nice, like my house is kind of right here, so the wind comes in the back here. Sometimes it stirs up the cards here. All right, how can you push forward through this retrograde, okay? That's too many, Spirit. Too many. How can you push forward through this retrograde? Okay. What could distract you from your goals? How can you stay positive? How can you stay positive? Nothing. I'm doing a reading. How are you? My son just got home. I'll talk to you when I'm done.
Hey, Tyson, do you have my camera?
Pile one, stay positive.
Guys, watch this, ready?
How can pile one, stay positive? It's hilarious because these cards that just came out are like pretty much the how can pile one, stay positive here, Spirit. Pretty much the same, like the oracle cards. You got the Lovers and then the Eight of Swords, which to me is caring connections and then attachment. Thank you. And then Three of Cups, which is another love. Okay, so the bottom of the deck, actually, guys, was the King of Wands. Okay? King of Wands. This is being solid in who you are. You know, this could be a fire sign for sure, you know. But this is also just being solid in your spiritual being. Solid in the person that you are, okay? You know? See here? See all these lessons of life? Right? It's like being the king of the jungle and knowing that, you know, you don't need to go out and be like, you know, this battling warrior, that you can just be solid in who you are. Okay, that's what the King of Wands is. And the Six of Swords was behind that, and then followed by the High Priestess. It could be as though, like, you know, you're going through this transition, okay? And maybe this transition is somebody that you know, it could be a fire sign that you're leaving here, you know, and that as you're moving into this next phase, okay, you're trusting this intuition. It could be also like moving into that fire sign. Okay, it could be moving into this kind of solidness and understanding that this is the goal you want to get to. Okay, the Six of Swords is talking about movement forward. It's talking about a phase. Okay, it's talking about a passageway. Okay, trusting and kind of that tough passageway, that passageway that's like, okay, this is something in my life that I actually have to overcome. And it's not, you know, sometimes those ones are really tough to get through, especially when you're coming to the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is that intuitiveness. Okay, it's about being able to see between the veil. It's just about that knowing. Okay, you know, I keep saying that again and again in a lot of readings right now. You know, deep within inside you, subconsciously, you already know the answers that you are looking for. Okay, so how can you push forward? The Lovers. Okay, kind of looks like the Karen Connections card. Isn't that interesting? How can you push forward here though? Trust this. Okay, trust in love, and trusting in love. It's trusting and understanding the duality and the need for the equality within that love. Okay, the balance within that love. Okay, this Lovers to me is very balanced. You know, it's kind of together they're whole, but they play very well into each other. And true love, that's what that is. Okay, it's not one-sided. It's equal energies positively feeding in. You know what I mean? We don't always show up with good energies every day, but it's that balance between it. Okay, the flexibility, the understanding for the duality. Okay, how can you push forward? Be open to this. Okay, be open to that. What could distract you from this was the Eight of Swords. Look at this, feeling trapped. You know, feeling like maybe you can't get out of some certain pattern. Maybe you're stuck in some sort of negative kind of mindset. Maybe just the whole retrograde kind of leaves you feeling that energy that you've been stuck, that the communication's not there, that, you know, you're not able to articulate what you actually want. Okay? That can distract you from your goal. That can definitely set you off the course here. Okay? But sit with Spirit, you know, allow for that to, you know, take over, because what this is going to look like coming out here is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is often talking about relationships starting, romance, engagements, babies, you know, kind of stuff like that. Like, it is talking about joining, fellowship, happiness, you know, abundance for all, emotional fulfillment, okay, like being joyful. Okay, that's the kind of Three of Cups energy there. So I want to clarify this Lovers here. So can you clarify the Lovers here? This Lovers and how they can push forward here, Spirit. Can you clarify the Lovers?
Simple foods like pizza.
The Eight of, okay, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and then the Strength. It's talking about, you know, maybe you've come from relationships, right, that have been very emotionally draining. Maybe it's very hard for you to even trust or have faith that this love could be anything else, okay? Maybe the relationship, the current relationship that you're in right now, it is draining. Maybe it's something that isn't healthy for you. No. Thank you. I appreciate that, but thank you. Those need to stay over there. Okay, maybe, you know, the Eight of Swords is that trapped feeling again. You know? This butterfly here, look at all those swords around it, you know? It's kind of the same of being trapped here, okay? So this Lover's card here is what these all clarify. See the strength at the end? Kind of like that king, that king of wands down there, right, with the lion. Guys, this Lovers is saying that even if you're afraid here, even if there has been some bad energy, even if, you know, there's been circumstances in which you felt trapped, you felt that, you know, maybe you had put yourself in a vulnerable situation and it didn't turn out very well, okay? But there is a place for love, okay? There's a place for this kind of connection. There's a place for this duality, and it's needed, okay? It's needed in our lives, okay? This is that strength. This is saying that inner strength, okay? Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Clarify this Eight of Swords for me, please, Spirit. Can you clarify this Eight of Swords for me? Four of Wands. Four of Wands, the Empress, and the Tower. It's kind of like Four of Wands in reverse, Empress in the Tower. So it's the knowing, okay? Maybe there's some drama around something here. Maybe there's just some sort of disconnect, okay? That you're not actually, maybe you're allowing, you know, people's, you know, other people's drama to affect your decision here, you know, to affect your clarity on how you need to move forward here, okay? But there's clarity in knowing that their drama is not your drama, okay? There is the need to be able to be like, no, okay, that's not for me. I'm going to disconnect myself from that bullshit. I'm not going to listen to what other people are saying. You know, I'm not trapping myself or belittling myself or putting myself in a cage because of other people's small minds. Okay? The Empress followed that Four of Wands in reverse, and that's saying there's life here, there's growth here. You know, you have this is your place. You can create what you want here with spirit. Okay? Trust, have faith, no matter what you want to come through here, no matter if people are saying, no, you know, you can't have that, or no, this isn't going to work out for you, or whatever. You know, that you have to understand there could be 3 weeks of that. There could be 3 weeks of people shutting down your ideas. There could be 3 weeks of people giving you a hard time. There could be 3 weeks, even a bit more, you know, of a lot of like, okay, why am I not getting out of this? But the Empress is saying, okay, but that's fine. You just need to trust this. You need to trust this. And behind the Empress was the Tower. You need to trust this because the things that need to fall, this is the time that they're going to fall. The shit that can't go forward with you, this is the place. This is the time. Let it happen now. Because what needs to crumble so that you can move forward into what is actually for you here. What is going to bring you fulfillment. What is going to bring you this Three of Cups and this fellowship and what that is, okay? What is this Three of Cups, Spirit? The Daughter of Wands. You see, this is a new beginning. It's a new phase. It's a new way forward here. Okay, this is, wands are, you know, wands are often like, those are talking about new beginnings, new enthusiasm. The wands, pages are talking about new enthusiasm. The Page of Wands is talking kind of, I very much find her to be that, like, the beginning phase of like, okay, I feel fresh, I feel renewed, renewed. I feel like I'm going forward here and I have that spark of life to me again. Okay, that's what I feel the Page of Wands is. She's like, yeah, I'm feeling it again, you know. Maybe she was kind of going through a rough time or something, but, you know, here she is. She's stepping into the sunlight, you know. She's stepping into this beautiful energy of being like, okay, I'm ready to make some fellowship. Okay, I'm ready to really work this magic with other people. I am open to allowing that positive energy to come into my life here. Okay? All right, so the card that you put, actually, no. I wanted to ask what we can see coming in for this month. What was an energy or a situation, something that we didn't see really coming in for you this month? Pile one. What can we not see coming in for this month, Spirit? What can we not see for coming in this month here? What do we not see? What do we not see here, Spirit? The Eight of Cups. There's a need here to walk away from something, okay? And maybe this is like, this could be an actual situation. This could be a relationship. Maybe it's that relationship of like, you know, this caring connection originally, right? And this attachment. Maybe it's a relationship that you just are holding on to too tightly. And the way that you're holding on to it, or the way that, you know, you're trying to like, why isn't this working? You know, like I'm so connected, and why are they not understanding that, you know, this is my passion, this is my love, like why are they not getting this? Okay, but there needs to be a point here that you just need to back off for a little bit. Okay, walk away from things that aren't serving you, and that includes people who aren't appreciating you. Okay? How can they move forward from that? What step of guidance must they know about this Eight of Cups? What step of guidance must they know about this Eight of Cups? What step of guidance must they know? Yeah, when you do that, when you walk away, when you say, okay, you know what? This isn't working for me. High Priestess on the bottom. That's not working for me. Oh, High Priestess followed by the Death and Transformation. So you know it's not working for you. And then you say, yeah, okay. The way that I was going here, this attachment that I have to this, either you're not respecting this or you're not actually like contributing back here. And I see that. I don't want that. Okay? The Queen of Cups here. She's like, nah, not doing that. Okay? And then she transforms. Death and rebirth. She's like, I'm doing a rehaul here. Okay? A complete overhaul, because this energy that I've been feeling, this low toxic energy that I've been feeling, like I wasn't maybe enough, or that I wasn't gonna be good enough for this, right? Like this feeling like this, right? Feeling trapped, okay? You feel shitty like this, and then this poor, and then trapped like that cocoon, right? You feel like crap. That's what this relationship, has maybe done to you, right? Maybe that's what a relationship, either in the past or just even maybe it's just a confrontation with somebody here right now. But when you decide, okay, you know what? I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I'm sacrificing my own self-worth here. I'm sacrificing my own self-dignity. I cannot do this. I'm walking away here. Okay? When you do that, what does that lead you to? Six of Wands and Eight of Wands. Liberation and change. Okay? This is liberation and this is fire. These are good things that are happening, positive things that are happening. Okay? The Six of Wands is like, all of a sudden you make this change in your life and you're like, okay. You level up. Not only do you level up and not only do you feel that you leveled up, but people can see that around you. People know. All of a sudden your energy feels like, holy shit, what are they doing today, right? And the Eight of Wands, that's that spark, that's that change, that's that life that all of a sudden happens and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is what I've been waiting for. Okay? And whether or not that's that person who all of a sudden is like, oh, this energy is something I need, or whatever the case, right? You allow that situation to be what it is and what it needs to be. And that faith in, that relationship or that connection or whatever it is, the faith that this is going to unroll the way it needs to unroll for the best, to serve the highest intentions for both of us, right? You have to have that kind of faith. That's what that's what faith is about, right? You have to have that kind of faith. Okay? So, last card here was something you need to know about this journey. And you pulled Manera, she who waits, patience, waiting, determination. By releasing and allowing things just to come in with their own time, guys. That is where this is at. Manera, patience, waiting, determination. She who waits sits in a bower of leaves and flowers. So long did she pause there is very flora that has made its home within her hair, because she knew the value of waiting. The glowing butterfly finally came to her. She made room for her dream. Ooh, she made room for her dream by letting go of all else. What you want, you too can have. However, Manera will not give you the winged gift. The gift she offers is the lessons of patience. Your choice is before you now. Can you commit to the time that it may take to get what you want? The message of this card is you may face challenges in going after the things you want above all others. If it were easy, the actual obtainment would be diminished. Honor the path set in front of you. Be ready to stretch yourself, because chasing the elusive desire will not be a walk in the park. More like a hike through exacting and arduous forest trails. This is not a test of physical ability, but about your level of determination. You can always say no, but keep in mind that you may not get this particular chance again. Stop and evaluate your commitment to your desire. Wow, what a beautiful card to finish up with. She who waits. Manera. Patience, determination, waiting. She who waits, right? Don't be so attached to how you see this coming. Okay, let this play out the way it needs to. Okay, both parties here need to just, you know, allow for this all to go, and especially through this retrograde. Okay, don't try to force things here, right? Like, if you're thinking like, you know, communications come to a halt and stuff, okay, just give it time. Okay, give it time. Center back with spirit. Okay, so pile one, we're going to pull one last card, and this is just the untethered soul. So we're just going to pile one. What's the last message you want to leave pile one here, untethered soul? Ultimately, the only way to know about God is by letting your being merge into the being and then seeing what happens to you. When you feel pain, simply view it as energy. Let it go and give room to the pain, for the pain to pass through you. Even if, you know, your heart feels like it's being wrenched out by allowing this relationship, by whatever it means, to just kind of, you know, by letting it go. You know, that's what you're being asked to embrace here. Trust that you can let it go. Trust that when you let it go, love is still coming back. And whether it's this relationship and how it's going to change, or it's something new coming in. Okay? Trust this. Please trust this. Okay? All right. That's it for pile one. So, pile one, thank you for being here, and we will see you again. And, yeah. We will get right into pile two here. I'm just going to get these cards cleaned up. So... okay. All right, pile two. Hello, welcome. Welcome back. I guess actually not welcome back. You just skipped right on through. So the energies that you guys pulled for this month: Angel of Strength, the Thinking Man, and the Sun. So the Angel of Strength is what you have to look forward to. Okay, and this is talking about that inner kind of strength, okay? This is talking about that inner knowing, okay? No matter what may come through this retrograde, no matter, you know, how the devil may kind of throw those low ball energies at you, okay? This is talking about you have that strength within you, okay? What you need to be mindful of, okay? See the Thinking Man here? See all these doorways behind him, these archways? Archways are talking about movement forward, okay? This Thinking Man, he has the opportunity to go forward in kind of more than one option here, right? But see how he's like really like clearly just staring at this crystal, right? And he's focused on that crystal because that's something that he wants to obtain. That's something that he's focused on, and he's set like, this is what I want. This is what I want to manifest. This is the, you know, the pearl in my hand, okay? This is talking about no matter what kind of maybe energies you're feeling throughout this whole retrograde, okay? It's talking that, okay, that's fine. Don't worry about the energies. Don't worry about that tension, okay? Just focus. Focus on what you are. There are beginnings. There is opportunity here. And when you focus with clear intentions on what it is you want, you'll have an easier way to go forward here, okay? What it's going to look like coming out of this retrograde. You guys got the Sun. Okay, so I'm not saying that maybe, you know, what is to come, you know, it might not be challenge, you know, it might not, sorry. What's to say is that this retrograde isn't going to be a walk in the park. I'm not saying that either. When the Angel of Strength is the card that you have to look forward to, it's saying that this is a good thing, okay, but it's going to take it. Okay, the Angel of Strength just doesn't appear when the situations are great. No, the Angel of Strength appears when shit's going to hit the fan and you're going to need something strong to, you know, fall back on. The Angel of Strength is saying, that's all right, you got this, kid. Okay? Trust in the Lord. Trust in your spirit guides, okay? Don't think that you're in this alone, okay? What you need to be mindful of. Maybe this is saying, you know, yes, there's all of these doorways. Yes, there's all of these things out here. But don't go, as much as you need to be focused on what it is, don't just become so stinking focused on it, right, that you miss the things around you, okay? Because there is sunshine. There is happiness here, okay? But not necessarily. This could have like two kind of, you know, and if it was, I guess if it was in reverse, I would be like, okay, yes, you're too focused. But I think this is actually I really feel this is saying, as far as mindful is, this is the time to focus on what you want. Okay, this is the time to be crystal clear on the beginnings that you want to start. Okay, and the passions and the things that spark you, and you know, the things that excite you. Okay, and that's, you know, that's bringing happiness. Okay, so we're moving into the light seers next. So how you can push forward is the first question that we will be asking today. How can pile 2 push forward here through this retrograde? You know, in retrogrades oftentimes just feel like you're not moving, okay? It's like 3 weeks of like stagnation, and you're like, why am I not actually moving? And Mercury has a bad rap for sure, because it's with communication and it's with, you know, transportation and stuff like that. So oftentimes it kind of feels like, you know, we're just shut out from, you know, actually doing what we need to do. But how can you push forward here? How can pile 2 push forward here? 9 of Wands. Okay, maybe it's this, maybe there's some sort of challenge right now that you're feeling just like almost burdened, okay? And you know that you have to complete it. It's something that actually has to be completed, right? The 9 of Wands, see here. See how she kind of like packs up what she needs and she heads down the mountain, you know, she's got her faithful oxen here. And she's just like, okay, so I put in the work, I did what I needed to do, but it's time for me to move on here. Yeah, because in this suitcase here, she's got all these wands. You know, she's got wands popping out here, okay? It's a hard trip. It's not something that isn't, you know, that's an easy kind of trip, okay? It's like, this is a hard packing journey, you know? It's a hard way down the mountain. It is. Sometimes the 10 of Wands feels like a burden. Sometimes, you know, it feels like you're not moving or you're not getting forward. But the 10 of Wands is saying, but you are. You know, that you're close. You're on, you know, you're on the downward slope. You're right, you know, you're right before your victory. You know, just keep showing up. Keep putting in that work, right? What could distract you from your goal? What could distract them from this goal? This goal of sunshine. What could distract them? The Knight of Pentacles, okay? It could take, maybe it's frustrating, okay? Maybe you find that like within this whole retrograde, you know, the Knight of Pentacles, it's like, it's just not moving, okay? Maybe you feel like it's just moving too slowly, that things aren't being planted, okay? But this is saying rest assured they are. When this is saying be mindful of this, it's saying, yes, okay, even when it's going slow, look, every time you walk, those intentions are planting the seeds, okay? So even when you don't feel like you're making any progress here, those seeds have already been planted. Things that are coming out now, you know, this isn't affected by, you know, those seeds that have been planted, they're not affected. They're just taking their time. You just don't, you're not hearing clearly because communication's off, because that's what happens in a Mercury retrograde, right? Like, but what you need to be mindful of is it takes time to plant pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, not slow, not fast moving, slow moving knight, okay? He takes his time. He knows that his steps count. So when he takes that time and he takes that movement, he knows, okay, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this for a purpose. It's going to take its time to, you know, come to be, okay? Be mindful of that, okay? Don't be discouraged just because it's not happening fast enough, okay? How can you stay positive through this? How can you stay positive through this? How can pile 2 stay positive through this retrograde? Strength again. Angel of Strength, and then the first card out you had was Strength. Okay, how can you stay positive? Strength. Rely on that inner strength. Okay, rely on that inner lion. Again, right? Right, what you have to look forward to is the strength. What must you rely on? The strength, okay? The strength, and then the 5 of Pentacles, okay? And then the High Priestess. Okay, that strength is there to get you through whatever this is. Okay, and the 5 of Pentacles, that's 3D despair. So that can be financial hardships. That can be, you know, feeling lonely. That can be breakups. That can be just feeling lost. That can be, it's sadness. It's feeling like 3D sadness. Okay, yes, sometimes that happens in life. Sometimes we go through those phases where we're like, oh my gosh, I don't think this can get any worse. Like, I'm here, I'm on my own, and it's just not working for me, okay? But trust that spirit is there. Trust that you're not alone. That's what the High Priestess is saying. Okay, trust this connection. Look at the High Priestess eyes. Are they closed to you? They're not to me. Right? Trust. Trust and see through whatever it is, okay? Trust and see through, you know, these setbacks that you're feeling, okay? All right. The The Six of Wands was at the bottom, guys. There's liberation here, okay? When you stick to this courage that's deep within your soul, it's really going to spark this new beginning here. The Page of Cups and then the Ten of Cups behind it. Absolutely. There is new hope here. There's new emotional fulfillment here, okay? There is within all of this. You just have the strength to, you know, to stick with it, okay? To push forward through this Ten of Wands. Can you clarify this Ten of Wands, please? Ten of Wands, Six of Wands, right? Okay, there's a liberation here to this. This is this burden, this situation, whatever it is that you are being asked to stick it out, to follow through to the end, okay? There's liberation here. It's you need to finish this cycle. You need to complete this cycle because that's how you liberate yourself. That's how you come forward from this, okay? That's how you leave the wands of the past. That's how you leave the darkness. That's how you transform into your newness, okay? By completing the cycles, okay? Know that no matter what is coming through here, no matter how hard it is, it's just pushing forward. You're almost there. You're almost there. And the Six of Wands clarifying it is saying absolutely. You know, you will be liberated. There's liberation for you here. There's celebration to be had here for you. Complete the cycle. Complete the cycle, okay? Knight of Pentacles. Clarify this Knight of Pentacles for me. Spirit, can you clarify this Knight of Pentacles? What do you have to say to this Knight of Pentacles? Okay, not that then. Pentacles, Spirit. Knight of Pentacles. Clarified by the Eight of Cups. What you need to be mindful of. Maybe it's the, you know, maybe it's pentacles and things that you have planted. Maybe it's the leaving behind of some situation, something that, you know, you thought, oh, this was going to be it. But now there's all these cups that are laying on the floor. And you're like, okay, oh my goodness, I have to start over. This is a whole new long process again. What the heck? I didn't sign up for that. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, but it is. It's this new beginning. The Knight of Pentacles was clarified by the Eight of Cups and then the Daughter of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. Okay? See here? This Knight of Pentacles is like that, you know, that phase where you're being asked to still show up, still put in the work, still, and when it's clarified by the Eight of Cups and that Page of Pentacles, it's saying, okay, yeah, it's something that you're still having to show up from even after you've walked away. You know, you've walked away from the negative energy, and that's fine. You addressed that. You knew that wasn't, you know, what was going to serve you. You knew that wasn't where you wanted to be. But now it's starting anew. Okay, that's the Page of Pentacles. Now it's a brand new cycle. Now it's something new that you're like, okay, no, I'm going forward here as this happy little doe. Okay, I'm going forward here. I'm changing things. I'm making life. Okay, and you need to. Absolutely, absolutely, you need to. You need to walk. You need to plant the pentacles. You need to show in. You need to put up the work. You need to plant the pentacles. Okay? Strength for the pentacles. Stay positive. Strength for the pentacles and high priestess. Can you clarify that? That doesn't really need to be clarified. That was pretty solid. How to stay positive was that strength. That strength is going to, that inner strength, that trust, that faith. Okay, that's how you stay positive. That trust in your higher, that trust in the divine. Okay, that connection to the divine is going to get you past and through whatever dark, lonely Five of Pentacles stage this is. Okay? And remember, guys, even though sometimes, oh, sorry, little spider. Can you please get off me? Yeah, I love signs. I do love signs. Okay, I'll speak about that. I'll talk about intentions. Thank you. Oh, it jumped on me again. Remember that even through a retrograde, okay, it just takes strength. That it's not going to be forever, okay? This too shall pass, okay? This too shall pass. All right, what don't we see coming? What energies don't we see coming in here for pile 2? What energies? Nine of Cups, Nine of Water, okay? There is fulfillment here. Spirit, please leave my cards alone. Okay, there is fulfillment here. There is emotional fulfillment here. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. There is that personal, individual healing. Okay? And that's where this starts. Okay? That's where it starts. Absolutely. The guidance. Guidance towards this healing. Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Four of Swords, okay? It's taking that time out. It's connecting just with Spirit. To know and to trust that, and the Six of Wands again. That's two Six of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, okay? Two Six of Wands. It's that liberating yourself, okay? It's moving yourself from the lower toxic energies to just being strong, okay? When Strength came out twice as well, right? You will be liberated for the person that you are when you are true to the strengths that you have. Okay? That's the truth to that one. When you take the time out to center and to connect back to Spirit here, which is this Four of Swords, okay? When that's what you do, when you can like take the time out, block out the noise and say, no, you know what? I just need the clarity. I need the focus, okay? No matter what happens through this retrograde, you know, communicate back to Spirit and, you know, and just sit with yourself in the quietness, okay? It's where you will find this fulfillment. That's where you will find those cups within inside you that you are like, holy, I am fulfilled, okay? This is you know, this is where my purpose is. Like, this is, I feel fulfilled, okay? I feel emotionally fulfilled. I feel emotionally abundant, okay? Absolutely. All right, so the She Who card that you pulled was Artana? I don't know. She Who Becomes. Metamorphosis, Transcend, Journey. She Who Becomes. She Who Becomes. Please stop buzzing around my head. She who becomes rises, light like a feather, no longer anchored to the ground. Her lightness of being creates a total metamorphosis of self. Even her hair is changing colors from the fiery red to the intensity of light blue and white, like the hottest part of the flame. Her passion to transcend her to the next highest self is taking place. Her right hand is held in the Prithvi mudra, to offset the fire element and increase the earth element. She knows she must maintain this balance if she is to continue evolving. This powerful mudra increases her sense of stability, which she needs as she floats off the earth. Her antenna-like stamen gathers information from deep sensory levels. She may seem to be asleep, but she is focused on her journey at hand. This card indicates that you are at a moment of becoming the being you have been working on. All the effort is coming together to send you soaring up to the next plan. The good news and the bad news is that there is always another level to achieve. Each subtle state of existence creates new challenges. Know that you have safely lived on your current plane, and all that you have learned by and failed in and powered through will be brought to you on your journey. The crane who rises up from the mist shows you the past of is a source of strength for the future. Like the caterpillar who metamorphoses into a butterfly, it is time to try out your new wings. Well, isn't that the truth? She who becomes. It's time. It's time to embrace that strength. It's time to become these Six of Wands, right? It's time to liberate yourself. It's time to become. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Pile 2. That concludes today's segment of your reading. So thank you very much for being here. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. I forgot the Untethered for you. That was kind of rude. All right, Untethered Soul. What do you have to say? What do you have to say here? What do you have to say to Pile 2? What is your message, Untethered Soul, for Pile 2? You guys keep doing this today. More than one card. As you let go and willingly release the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of your being, Spirit becomes your state. Isn't that beautiful? As you let go and willingly release the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of your being, Spirit becomes your state. Absolutely. All right, guys. That's it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so this is moving on. Pile 3. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome back. Actually, you probably just skipped right on through here, but anyway. Welcome. Okay, so your cards that you pulled, energy oracle cards that were pulled here. We're just gonna put some decks over here. Okay, so what do you have to look forward to? Door to personal healing and happiness. What you needed to be mindful of, the anxieties, and then what things will look like coming out of this retrograde. And it was the storm warning and the solar plex. Okay, storm warning is kind of like the Tower card. Okay, but to me, when you have this to look forward to coming out of this is talking about the understanding to me. Okay, it's that talking about the understanding and the kind of solidness with the knowing that, okay, what needs to crumble needs to crumble. Okay, so yes, okay, pile 3. I'm wondering maybe if, you know, out of all of these piles, you know, this retrograde is really going to kind of shake some things up for you here. Okay, so this door to personal healing and happiness, what you have to look forward to. This can be different for all of us. Okay, and for all of us, we all have different things. We have different parts. We have different aspects to our lives that we need to heal. Okay, we are not all here to heal the exact same thing. You know, that's silly to ever think that that would ever be the case. Okay, we are all here to learn our own individual lessons. We are all here on our own individual contracts. Okay, these lessons and the things that are going to bring us the healing and our personal happiness, those are all unique to all of us individually. What you have to look forward to is this doorway, is this movement forward. Okay, is this evolving, you know, and going forward through this. And this retrograde might, you know, kind of make this whole, you know, door almost seem elusive here for the next few weeks. Okay, that could be something that happens. Absolutely. Okay, what you need to be mindful of is the anxiety of that. Okay, and feeling like maybe that door to personal healing and happiness is eluding you. Feeling like, you know, maybe these energies of this kind of lower vibration energy, right? That deceit energy that's, you know, kind of touching places on all of these. Okay, it's trusting that, okay, that's going to pass. Okay, it's trusting in this temple path. It's trusting in that connection. Okay, doesn't that door to personal healing and happiness look like it would be something within this temple path, like a doorway through, you know, you go to your temple path and then you go through it, right, to this healing and happiness, personal healing and happiness. Okay, be mindful of just the energies of the anxiety and understand that that's just low vibration energy here. Okay, that's just an uncomfortableness. Okay, and giving those, acknowledging those for what they are and just moving them along. You know, understanding that, okay, that's low vibration energy and there's no place here for that. It needs to change. It needs to go. I need to, whether that's a mindset, whether that's toxic relationships, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's toxic situations. Maybe it's a toxic work environment. Okay, it's something that strikes you very personally. It's something that very much strikes you at the core here, because it's personal healing and happiness, and it's your solar plex, and your solar plex is right in the middle of your being. That's where everything comes from. That's where your light in your gut comes from. Okay, we split in two. Inside, when we are first created, we split. Our first little organs that kind of come together, they split and they go in two, and one becomes your head and one becomes your stomach. Okay, and we are that interconnected. Okay, our light, our true purpose, our personal solar, you know, spiritual being, that light that we possess inside of us, that comes from here. Okay, there might be a lot of things that shake that up, that really question and make you wonder, what the frick is that light? Who is that light to me? What is that light to me? Right? Okay, let that happen this month. Let that change. You know, work through, allow the anxieties and allow the fear, whatever it is, just to pass through. Okay, pass through. This is for pile 3. Pile 3, spirit. Pile 3. Pile 3. What you have to look forward to is the door to personal healing and happiness. And you got to understand that to get to that door, you just got to keep showing up. Okay, you got to show up every day. And some days are a little tougher than others. And, you know, you don't need to show up and run a marathon every day, but just show up and, you know, some days just watch it. Watch the other people show up, okay? But just be there. Okay, be present. That's an important part. Okay. What do you have to push forward through? How is pile 1 going to push forward here? How's pile 1 going to push forward? Too many cards. One card. One card. 1 and 2. How's pile 3 going to push forward here, Spirit? Pile 3. How do they push forward? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands and the Sun. It's the trusting here. It's the trusting and the understanding, the knowing. Okay? That you have the power here to create what it is that you want. To know that what you have been through, what you have overcome in life, all of these things, they have a purpose, okay? They all serve this purpose of the staff. Okay? Here you sit, intuitively connected. And to push forward here, you know that what you want in your life, you know that you have the power to manifest and create, co-create with Spirit. You know there is happiness here. Okay? You know and you understand that there is life beyond what I'm living right now. There's fulfillment. There's joy. There's healing. Okay? There's fulfillment. Okay? This can be a lot of things. You know, the Sun is about all of the happiest kind of things in your life that you can possibly imagine. Okay? And it's just that Queen of Wands before the Sun. She knows she's growing the Sun in her hand. She knows that with Spirit, she has this power to manifest and create the glory she wants right within her hand, right within her own world. She's that stinking intuitive. She knows. She knows that she can manifest and create this kind of happiness. She knows that that is her right. That is what she, you know, that is her gift for being human. Okay? When we align with Spirit, when we open our hearts to receive the blessings that are all around us, okay? We are fulfilled. And no, it doesn't mean that we're all going to get Lamborghinis and life's going to be great and, you know, we're going to have thousands and thousands of dollars. No, absolutely not. Yes, for some case, absolutely. You know, absolutely. Sometimes, you know, that's just, I don't really know how to do that yet, but that doesn't mean that it's, you know, it's that thought of intention. And not that being a millionaire is what that's about. That's not where I was going with that, but it's within that knowing that you have the power to create just that fulfillment and that happiness that is really going to be personally filling to you. Okay, and we all have different levels of what that means to all of us, okay? What could distract you? What could distract them from their goal? What could distract pile 3 from their goal here? Their goal of healing and happiness. Six of Wands, which has come out for all 3 actually here. And I really feel that because there's so much liberation that's happening literally for everybody right now. Okay? But the Six of Wands is something that you need to be, what could distract you, from your goal. Six of Wands is talking about being liberated. It's talking about being recognized for the work that you're being put in, okay? It can also be one of those cards where you need to pay attention because it's a high horse to fall off from, okay? And if you're being ego-led or ego-driven here, that's not going to work, okay? That's not going to actually bring you this healing. This healing comes from the Queen of Cups, okay? This healing comes from this kind of connection. This liberation, yes, this is true. And it will happen, okay? But it's not going to happen in any sort of ego-led realm. It's going to happen, you know, here, within her power, within her soul. And this is not something she's about to go and broadcast to other people. No. This power, this liberation, this change, it happens personally. Okay? It happens right within her soul. It's not thinking that, you know, I'm going to go and make these changes in my life and all of a sudden I'm going to become rich and famous and everything in the world is just going to start lining up. Okay? The liberation comes from knowing that no matter what comes in her life, she has the power, the knowledge, you know, the ability to work through it. She has the faith here. Okay? That's what this is saying, as something that could distract you. The spotlight may distract you. Okay? This whole, feeling of pride or just of acknowledgement, it may be distracting. If it's an ego-led kind of pride, then absolutely it will be distracting. Okay? It's not about the acknowledgement. It's about the personal acknowledgement. It's about the acknowledgement that's just between you and your higher Okay, it's one that you're going to be able to personally look back and be like, nobody else is even going to understand what that felt to me, because it was so personal. That liberation within my soul was a personal kind of liberation. And that's where it really starts. If you get going and thinking, okay, that I'm going to be, things are really going to change, and I'm going to feel this, amazing kind of, healing when I'm, liberated, and people understand me and people see my worth and blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you are depending on other people's approval still to feel that worth, then it's not there. This is not about other people's approval. This is about your personal approval. This is about your connection and your trust in your approval to the divine. Because no matter, sometimes I think we fight it. There is that need. People who are after that kind of higher connection, there's that need to want to be understood and to come forward and just be like, okay, this is who I am. Am I accepted? And absolutely you're accepted. Every last one of us is. Okay? Those sins and everything you've done in your life, those have been forgiven long ago. Okay? How can you stay positive here? How can you stay positive? How can pile 3 stay positive here, Spirit? How can pile 3 stay positive? Alright, King of Swords. King of Swords and the Hanged Man, okay? There's clarity here. There's clarity and a change of perception, okay? A different way to look at things here. And it's the knowing that just needs to happen. The knowing that the way that maybe you've been looking at this, or maybe the way that, it's been going, just hasn't been the way that it needs to go. Okay? It's the knowing within that. Absolutely. Little horsefly. These guys have, anyway, they drive me nuts. Out of all the bugs, those and mosquitoes drive me crazy. Okay, this clarity in this King of Swords and then this Hanged Man. And how to stay positive, it's saying that, again, you know the truth. You know the way forward here. It's the fact that, how to stay positive, it's saying that by putting yourself in that place of suspension, by trusting Spirit, by allowing that to be just what it needs to be, you ultimately know, right? Like, you ultimately have that kind of clarity to the situation. You can trust it. You can trust that change of perception. You can trust your clarity. Queen of Wands and the Sun, Spirit. Can you just clarify how they can push forward here? Clarify that Queen of Wands for me here. It's coming. The Queen of Wands was clarified by the Five of Cups, and that's just understanding that, you can overcome the sadness. The sadness, like there's a what is that saying? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And that's what this is saying. Pain is inevitable. Pain is going to happen in our lives. There are going to be things and situations that are always going to cause us pain at some point in the other. Okay? That's optional. Feeling like this, okay? This is something that we just feel at parts. But to overcome that, to be powerful within that, to know that no matter what this hurt was, whatever this pain was, that you overcame it. You connected with Spirit. You had the power within that faith to move forward. Okay, you had that power within that faith to know that, okay, yep, that situation stung, that was really shitty, but there's healing here. There's happiness here. There's still more here, okay? There's still goodness here. The sun is still here. Can you clarify the sun? Clarify the sun for me, please. The sun could be a Leo. Okay. Father of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, the Star, clarified the sun. And that's just saying it's the knowing again. It's the spiritual knowing, okay? It's understanding that you have shown up. You have planted all of these seeds, all of these intentions. They're there. You've said your prayers, okay? You've put that into the hands of the higher, no matter whoever that is to you, but you've put that in the hands of the higher, okay? The Lord to me. You know, it's like you've come forward and been like, okay, this is who I am spiritually. It's like this lightning bolt of like, Spirit was just like, yes, be on fire for who you are. And you embrace this King of Wands and you're like, you know what? I've shown up. I've put in the work. I've planted these seeds. I'm saying my prayers. And the sun is saying, yes, absolutely. That work's been there. This is why you should keep pushing forward. You know, this is why you need to have faith that you can overcome all of these things, because you've put in hard work. You've shown up. You've done a lot of good here. So there is fulfillment. You know, there is fulfillment here. What could distract you? Could you clarify the Six of Wands for me, please? Six of Wands by the Mother of Swords, okay? It is imperative here that this is not an ego-led thing. Okay, that as you move forward through this liberation, that you're clear and precise about the reason that you're doing it. Okay, not that you allow yourself to get caught up in any sort of ego-fed liberation. Okay, it's about knowing that this is where I am, and I am this way because I went through this, because I overcame this. Okay. Yeah, it's the knowing. It's the knowing that, you know, through the lessons and through the clarity here, through everything that you've been through. Okay, you've really embraced this. You've embraced this kind of higher version of yourself. But within embracing that it can often shift, where you all of a sudden become like too bossy, or too, you know, my way is the only way, or this way is the right way, or you just become too like high on yourself, right? Like, oh, I've done all this great healing and I'm this kind of, you know, marvelous, wonderful person, and people are still looking at you and they're like, but your energy's shitty, you're egotistic, and I don't like that. I don't like that kind of feeling. Why do you think you're better than me for that, right? Don't leave that energy. Okay, this is saying that this could distract you very easily, you know, this whole like, oh, I've done this amazing, you know, self-growth, and okay, that self-growth is wonderful, but it's not something you publicize. That self-growth is personal. Okay, that's what makes it, like, it's not something that you vainly, you know, brag about. Queen of Cups here. Can you clarify the Queen of Cups? Oh, Two of Cups. Yeah, Two of Cups, the World, Seven of Wands, and then this Ace of Pentacles. It's as though, like, it's this realization. So the Two of Cups is often talking about romance, but I don't feel it right here in this. When it's clarifying this Queen of Cups, what I'm feeling is it's the understanding and the need for this connection with Spirit. Okay, for this energy connection with Spirit, where you bring in your energy and Spirit brings, you know, Spirit's energy, and it's the blending. It's the understanding and the knowing that you need that. Okay, the world was behind that. You needed that. It's the cycle. It's the completion. Okay, it's the wholeness to this. It's being able to see it as a whole and understand that, okay, there's more to this. There's more to the bigger picture. Okay, it's trusting in Spirit. It's trusting in that connection. The Seven of Wands is being able to shine your light no matter what the haters are saying, no matter the negative energies that are going on outside your world. You have this connection to Spirit. You know that this is needed. Okay, you know that this is all part of the plan. It's all part of the cycle. You know, it's all part of your lessons that you're here to learn. And you trust Spirit. You trust Spirit and you shine your light individually. And that brings you brand new beginnings again and again and again and again. It does. It brings new life to this. Okay, this Queen of Cups, by trusting within, you know, the ever-changing cycles, by just trusting within Spirit, trusting within that blending of your energies and Spirit's energies, and that, you know, there's reason and purpose to it all. You know, it all plays together in a whole kind of grander scheme of things here. Okay, this is where this liberation comes from. This is where this true liberation comes from. It's not the vain liberation, absolutely not. It's not that kind of vain Six of Wands. It's a true Six of Wands. Okay, it's an authentic Six of Wands. It's a pure Six of Wands. Okay, King of Swords. Clarify this King of Swords. This is how you can stay positive. This King of Swords. Yeah, this King of Swords is clarity. It's the clarity to this understanding that this cycle just needed to be completed. Okay, it's the clarity to the cycles and the hardships that you've overcome. Okay, it's the clarity to the things that maybe haven't worked out in the past, and the understanding that they didn't work out in the past because that wasn't the way I was supposed to go. I needed something better in my life. Okay, what I thought was going to work didn't work. Okay, that wasn't for me. The Hanged Man. Yeah, 10 of swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this Hanged Man. There was a change of directions here. Okay, knowing and trusting that whatever the way you were going wasn't working. Okay, the way you were going needed to change it up. That was what this clarity did. Okay, this clarity to this cycle that was ending. Okay, the King of Swords, right? He was just like, okay, that cycle ended. We learned the lessons we need to do here, and now we're moving on, okay? And then the Hanged Man here, this change of perception and the different way to kind of look at things. It was where you, like, looked at the things that just were no longer going to serve you and said, and to hell with that, cut that shit off, not doing that no more. Instead, embracing this Queen of Pentacles, you know? And that is such a nurturing kind of intuitive, connected, earthly mother. You know, it could be an earth sign, but we're not rolling off of signs here. This is all talking about just those, the kind of healing qualities to this, the knowing to this, okay? Again, this is so much what these readings are about. It's the knowing. It's the knowing that all of these positive things are coming. The Ace of Cups on the bottom of this deck. It's the knowing that the Ace of Cups are coming. It's knowing that you need to still put the work in, okay? It's knowing that those cups and these opportunities, these blessings, they come from setting intentions. They come from, you know, going out and building the web so that you can, you know, catch the opportunities and the blessings that are coming to you, okay? Spinning the webs, putting in the work, trusting spirit, okay? Having the clarity and going forward, you know, having the clarity within, you know, there was the High Priestess here, the Father of Swords, and then the Queen of Cups again. And then the Chariot, okay? There's this whole shift pile 3 within this movement, and it's a huge divine shift, okay? And it's changing your whole life, because it's almost where you have always kind of like didn't trust and didn't really feel that, you know, things were going to change, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're having faith in it and things are happening. And why do you think that's happening? Because it's the faith that does that. It's the trust. It's the energies that you put out there. That's how it works. What don't you see coming? What energies don't you see coming in this retrograde? What can we not see coming here? Pile 3, what do we not see coming? This 9 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. That's the Ace. It's 2 Aces of Cups here, okay? 9 of Swords, Ace of Cups. There's a need to cut shit here. There's a need to cut negative energy that is no longer serving you. There's a need to stop the hard bullshit that keeps you up at night and that kind of way forward, and whatever the case may be, it's time to knock that shit off, because that's not serving you. There's no purpose for that, okay? Stop beating yourself up. Stop feeding the negative energies. Open yourself up to the Ace of Cups. Open yourself up to the opportunities. There is an opportunity coming in here, and it comes when you release and cut the shit that isn't for you, okay? When you clear out that kind of garbage, you make room for new, and that's what you're being asked to do here. It's saying, you gotta clear out the shit, kid. You gotta clear it out, sweep out the closets, because I got way better energy to go in those closets, but they can't go in there. They can't go in there. It's like filling up a balloon, right? Imagine filling up a balloon, okay? And you're filling it up with all these different kind of gases inside, okay? And you can actually, just imagine that you can see it, okay? So this balloon, this clear balloon you see, right? And you pump it full, and it's got all these really good energies, okay? But then you've got, say, this dark kind of cloud, right? And you've put so much of that dark cloud in there that the balloon is so full, it changes the color of all the other, you know, all the good energy is kind of clouded out by that dark energy, right? Because, and that balloon, it gets so big, and it gets so big, but at some point, you know, it's either going to pop, or all that air is going to shoot out. Okay, but you don't want to pop. Okay, you don't want to pop, and you don't want to pop and be full of negative, toxic, gross energy. Okay, you want what's coming in to be healing. You want what's coming in to be colorful. Okay? Guidance to this opening. Guidance to this acceptance. This release and acceptance, really, here. That's the guidance for these guys as they go forward, pile 3. To accept this coming in. To accept these, to be ready for these energies coming in for this Ace of Cups. That's the guidance here, Spirit. Oh, please. It's the hard work. 8 of Pentacles, it's the hard work. It's still showing up. It's still planting the seeds. It's still putting in the work, okay? The job's not done. It still needs to, you still need to show up. You still need to plant those pentacles, okay? The 5 of Swords, the cutting of the tension. Don't listen to the bullshit, okay? Block out the haters. If somebody's saying no or somebody's just feeding garbage into your ear, understand that that's not the truth, because you are the magician. The power is yours. It is in your hands. It's in your fingertips, okay? So build the 2 of Cups. Build with spirit here. Okay, or maybe this is a new relationship. Maybe that there has been a little bit of, kind of newness that definitely could symbolize some sort of new relationship here. But I'm really feeling this is a strong connection between you and spirit here, and that understanding that there needs to really be this connection between you and the higher. Okay, because that's where that power comes from. That's where that knowing that you can manifest and you can create the things in your life that are going to bring you happiness and fulfillment. That's where that comes from. Understanding that blending of those 2 energies, your energy and spirit's energy, and knowing that, when you bring forward a positive energy, the energies that you are, the energy that you're, sending out, that you're admitting, that's what I was trying to say, that is healing, right? You want to be that kind of like place where energy comes in and it comes out just as beautiful as it came in, right? Don't be a recycling zone for bad energy. She who remains, powerful, devotion, true worth. Something you need to understand about this journey. She who remains. Where's my book go? She who remains sits on her crystal throne with her lynx by her side. Her gown shows her connection to the ice dragon. Her truth of self keeps her warm. Keeps her warm against the icy stares of naysayers, and her gaze is cool as she surveys her snow-covered kingdom. Many of her subjects have left the wintry wilderness for less austere places. At any time, she too could have left her kingdom for other realms, but she is devoted to the ideas of her reign. She is devoted to the ideals her reign represents. Her rule may seem like a lonely one to some, but not to her. She knows how powerful a single person can be. This card's lesson is to stay true to your purpose, even when others do not support you. Your true worth is not measured by the number of people who agree with you. People will come and go from your life, but have faith that you have the power to attract those who appreciate your gifts. Remember the lesson of this lady. Love yourself first and best. Those who remain by your side will be worthy of your affection. Your true worth is yours alone. Absolutely. This 6 of Wands could also be saying that, okay? It could be saying that they're also, maybe there just isn't going, this could be talking about the naysayers and people feeling as though you're not being liberated, okay? But trusting that no matter what the naysayers say, if it brings you truth, if it brings you healing, if it brings you happiness and love, passion, okay? Then follow it, then do it. Don't worry, block what other people are saying out. That's obviously not for like horrible, heinous crimes. Like that's not what I'm saying by any means. But anyway, I just thought I needed to clarify that. Please don't go and rob the bank and say, well, this makes me feel good. No, that's not the case. This is talking about good energies. All right, pile 3. That's it. So that is it actually for this whole pick a card reading. So, oh no, I forgot again. Oh my goodness, I forgot for, I almost forgot. I caught it on everyone. But I did almost forget the Untethered. Sorry, guys. This is why you guys have been so hard to shuffle, because I kept forgetting. It's not that I kept forgetting. We just had so much to say. You should be experiencing the life that's happening to you, not the one you wish was happening. Don't waste a moment of life trying to make other things happen. Appreciate the moments you have been given. Isn't that an important message to finish with? Absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. Best of luck with this retrograde. We'll see you on the other side. Bye now.